The international break gives us a little bit of time to see what has happened in the first 7 game weeks of the Premier League season. So with what we already know this season, what can we expect to see after the international break? First of all, this video is sponsored by the amazing app that is OneFootball. The app allows you to keep up to date with everything in the football world with all the latest news from leagues around the world, and also gives you access to detailed stats for players and teams in many different leagues and competitions. I can easily find out on the goals and assist tally that Abdoulaye Doucouré of Everton, who started the season really well for them, has 6 goals and assists combined. I can then go onto his profile and see all the stats this season in the Premier League for him with 2 goals and 4 assists, as well as the 19 tackles that he's won, his 6 interceptions, as well as his pass accuracy, whether the goals he scored were inside or outside of the box, how many successful dribbles he's completed. So to view those stats for yourself, as well as the latest scores and the latest news, download OneFootball on your phone by clicking the link in the description. The first point to discuss here is about Brighton, and that there is tests coming up for Brighton. They have Man City and Liverpool before the next international break. Either side of those matches, which do come back to back, they have Norwich and Newcastle, but those matches against City at home and Liverpool away will really give us an insight into where Brighton are really at this season. Where we have seen some consistency with them is their defensive record and the amount of shots they have against them. This season they've had 75 shots against them, and that is the 3rd least in the Premier League, but as well as that, 16 shots on target against them is the 2nd least in the league. And with Man City and Liverpool upcoming, 2 very attacking sides, this will really test their defence. Can they keep them away from their goal? I might do a video soon looking into Brighton a little bit more and why they have started the season so well, but one reason as to why they have started well is their new signing Cucurella. I've been really impressed watching him at left wing back, and I think he just gives them a bit of balance and a bit more creativity in this side, which they probably needed. They've had many creative players in the team previously, but I think Cucurella is one man they can rely on time and time again. With 5 goals conceded so far, only Man City and Chelsea have conceded less with 3 goals conceded. It makes those matches against Man City and Liverpool just that bit more interesting. Can Brighton cause some upsets to the title race with wins against City or Liverpool? The second point to discuss is that Crystal Palace are going to get better. There is one particular reason as to why I'm saying that, but before we get to that, it simply comes with more game time, more minutes on the pitch to learn what Vieira wants. We've seen mixed results from Crystal Palace so far. Their last 2 have been draws against Leicester City and Brighton, so 2 brilliant teams in the Premier League. 2 3-0 losses against teams like Liverpool and Chelsea are probably expected, but they've been picking up points in other matches. A 3-0 win against Tottenham, a 2-2 draw with West Ham. Their record so far is 1 win, 4 draws and 2 losses. 1 win in 7 matches doesn't sound great, but when you say they've drawn against teams like Leicester and West Ham, then it's pretty good. The reason as to why I say they're going to get better is the fact that Michael Olise came on last match, he scored. I think he's impressing Vieira, and now he's probably going to start. Now he's not going to come into the team and transform them and make them this really good side, but I think he will make them better with how he demands the ball, wants to take on the opposition, either get into the box and shoot himself or create for other players. So look out for Michael Olise on the pitch. In the matches that Palace have played, they've gotten to the final third, and you maybe just want that little bit more, that penetrative pass into the penalty area. He could give them something that they're missing, and that's why I'm excited to see these upcoming matches for Crystal Palace. The third point to discuss here is that more sackings await in the Premier League, and maybe we'll see them after the international break. You're looking at teams like Norwich City, Newcastle United, especially with the new owners coming in. I think Sean Dyche should be okay at Burnley. He's just signed a new contract. However, for Southampton, who we're going to talk about in a moment, I think it's worrying for Hasenhüttl. Marcelo Bielsa did get a win in the last match, but I think it would take a lot for him to be sacked from Leeds United. And at Watford, well, they've sacked their manager already, but Claudio Ranieri is probably under some sort of pressure already. I don't know what kind of pressure, but there's probably something there. The one that is looking the most likely is Steve Bruce at Newcastle United. Even away from the whole takeover thing that's happening right now, forget about that. 7 matches played, 0 wins, 3 draws and 4 losses with 16 goals conceded. It should be much better for Newcastle. Now, we don't really know the situation with the new owners. Will they come in straight away and sack him instantly, or will they give him a little bit of time? We don't really know that at the moment. With new owners or the same owners, I think his position is under threat either way. With Tottenham, Crystal Palace and Chelsea, then Brighton and Brentford coming up, it's not looking great for Newcastle. And what I want to know from you, with the new owners coming in, who is going to be the new manager of Newcastle United after Steve Bruce? The fourth point, like we just mentioned, is about Southampton, and it's a decisive moment for Ralph Hasenhüttl. Another team who are without a win so far, 4 draws and 3 losses. And why this is a really decisive moment is due to the fixtures that they've got coming up. They've got Leeds United, who are down there near the relegation zone, Burnley, who are in the relegation zone, followed by Watford and Aston Villa, and then after the November international break, they've got Norwich City. But will Hasenhüttl be in charge for that match? There's a concern for Southampton in the goals that they're scoring. James Ward-Prowse has scored 2, but they're both penalties. Adam Armstrong has scored 1, Elyounoussi has scored 1, and then their other goal came through a Fred own goal against Manchester United. You look at who's having the most shots for Southampton. Adam Armstrong has had the most with 21, but only 1 goal so far for him. Elyounoussi, 12 shots and 1 goal, and then Ward-Prowse has had 8 shots and 2 goals, like I say, were penalties. And for the rest of his shots, you can see by the average distance where they're taken from, 29.9 yards, they're all from long range. So if times at Southampton are going to change, I think it's in attack where improvement needs to be made, and maybe a few more shots for Che Adams. He's only had 7 so far, and I know he's more of a creative player in this team, but at the end of the day, he is a striker, and you probably want him to be scoring a few goals. The fifth point is the unexpected. Expect the unexpected. We've already had that with Brighton's good start to the season. We've also had that with Brentford this season, and that can easily still continue to happen. They've got Chelsea next, and that's at home. It seems like the home crowd is really helping them to get results. In the 3-3 draw against Liverpool, that was evident, and the same goes with the 2-0 win against Arsenal. The first match back after the international break is Watford against Liverpool. Claudio Ranieri's return to the Premier League, and I really think that could be the perfect return to the Premier League where some surprises could happen. If you enjoyed this video, then please click the like button. It massively helps the videos getting found, and for more Premier League insight and analysis, subscribe to Route 1.